Hello, everybody. It's me, Shad, Polynerdic, back with another TTRPG video in this random, untitled, overarching series known as TTRPG stuff. Um, we normally do a lot of video game stuff. We do the occasional miniature unboxing. Sometimes we talk about games that are new or upcoming or that I think you should play. Today is kind of that last one. Daggerheart, the open beta playtest, whatever you want to call it, is out now. It's available. You can get it on darringtonpress.com. You can get it on Demiplane. For those of you who don't know what Daggerheart is, it's the brainchild of the folks over at Critical Role through their gaming imprint, Darrington Press. And it is a fantasy RPG game that I suppose it could be played tactically, but I get the feeling that it's more of a storytelling game. And we'll get to mechanically why I think that after watching their one shot from last night. But it's not as crunchy as like a Pathfinder or a D&D. Like there's no ordered turns or anything like that. It's very much okay. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Do you want to go? And then there are moments that signify like when the DM goes, from what I saw. No expert, obviously. I haven't even played the game. Just watched it once and read some stuff. Today, though, we're going to do some character creation. I love creating characters. If anyone's seen me play Baldur's Gate 3, they know I have like 18 characters in that. I have just folder after folder on this computer of NPCs and characters I hope to play if I ever get to play at a table from all kinds of games. I'm working on an old Gods of Appalachia one. Appalachia, excuse me. Cyborg, Morkborg, Pirate Borg, everything. I've got lots back here that I've made at least a character in most of those game sets. So character creation is one of my favorite parts of this, and I felt like, with Demiplane access, get to that in a second, it was the perfect time to do this, especially since earlier in the week I didn't have the energy to do like a deep dive reading of the rule set. At least this way we can poke around in the character creation stuff and you can see kind of what they're working with. So let's get over to that. All right. As you can see, I have made my boy Zarius. I even got his picture straight out of my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. You can find that on this channel if you're interested. Demiplane is loading a little slowly. I have not completed him yet, but this is what the character sheet looks like. And we'll get into character classes and whatnot, but as you can see, he's a Wonderborn, Daemon, Guardian. In D&D Pathfinder terms, he's a tiefling and a paladin with like an outlander sort of background. So that's the closest I can get to that right there. There are no paladins in Daggerheart. You'll see that shortly. So let's go back and start from scratch. Okay, so we got an inspired hero. Go to the character builder. Alright. We're going to do the obvious one first. It's the one everyone seems to love in the community. Getting started. We're going to hold off on this. And we're going to make a he, they. And we're going to do a ribbit. Let's see, name. Wow, I'm just like completely completely blank on the name. Here we go. We'll go with the old placeholder, Steve. Anyway, heritage. Get to that. You choose your ancestry. This is where the meat and potatoes of character creation is for me. You got clanks. Let me make sure you can see that clearly. Yeah. All right. Clanks are sentient mechanical beings. They're basically like Daggerheart's version of Warforged or Critical Role's Aormatons. You know, like the robot people with souls. Or at the very least, sentience, if you don't like the soul thing. And you get purposeful design. Decide who you were created by and for what purpose. Damon, as we talked about with Zarias, it's a tiefling. You get Dread Visage, and you're fearless. The hope and fear roll thing, oh, I love it. Dracona, Dragonborn. I don't know if they have tails, to be honest. It doesn't say. They're wingless, but no clue here if they have tails or not. Standard Dwarf. And Elf. Fairies are different. They're more insectile. They're like humanoids with insect features. Travis played an excellent wizard on the last night's show that was like a like the Beatles with the big horns. Fawn, your satyrs. Marisha played a hell of a character last night. That was a fawn. Fearbolgs, the cowfolk, giant cowfolk as popularized in Critical Role with Caduceus Clay and Pumat Soul. Not the traditional 3E and back Fearbolgs, which were just like a type of giant person, you know, giant kin. They are naturally calm, as you see. Fungril, fungus people. Leshies from a type of Leshy from Pathfinder, or a Myconid from D&D. Galapa, which I think is one of my favorite names. Turtles, the turtle people. Yeah, you get to use your shell for protection. Giants, very tall humanoids, just skipping right past Goliaths and whatnot. You just play as a giant. Goblins, basically what you expect. Solid art. I wish I could make it. Could make it bigger. Not as much as I would like. Anyway, goblins have a danger sense. Halflings are halflings, large hairy feet. Again, a trope I don't care for with my halflings. I just like halflings to be short-ish people who are lucky and cheerful and whatnot. Not altogether different than gnomes, but I draw a distinction based on, like, you know, their halflings are more rural. Gnomes tend to be more tinkery and city-like. They're city folk. Humans, bog standard shit there. They got perseverance. Qatari are catfolk, but I'm gonna say this is good art as far as like art quality goes. I don't like the Qatari design of a human face with cat ears. I just don't. I like a cat person. Give me a tabaxi or a catfolk. You know, give me someone that looks like a humanoid jungle cat. Not a human being who's got cat DNA. Orcs, we just got straight orcs. Love it. They're sturdy. Got our ribbit here. Breathe and move underwater. And they got a long tongue. And a simia. Anthropomorphic monkeys and apes. They got long arms and prehensile feet. Fantastic. We're going to go with a ribbit here for old Steve. Everybody loves the frog people. Then you choose your community. Highborn, you're a noble. Loreborn. I like to think of Loreborn for my D&D aficionados. It's like if you grew up in Candlekeep or a similar type place. You're an academic. Orderborn, there's your clerics and your paladins. People of faith, warriors of faith, defenders of faith. Ridgeborn, you lived in the Rocky Peaks. Wow, they actually said Rocky Peaks. I hadn't read it yet. That's funny. Seaborn, an ocean-based community. I love this boat up here. I get 2 downtime or 1 additional downtime action. I don't know if downtime actions increase as you level. Slyborn, grew up in the underbelly. Also, one can say, like, impoverished. Underborn means you were born in the Underdark if you're in D&D, or the goddamn, what do they call it in Pathfinder? The Darklands. Wonderborn, again, kind of nomadic. You get a nomadic pack to your inventory. Wildborn. These are your druidic circles and whatnot. For our froggy fella, we're going to be Seaborn. That just feels right. Alright, now it's classes. You got your standard stuff like bards, druids, rangers, rogues, sorcerers, and wizards. Noticeably missing for those of us that are used to the old D20 games. Cleric's not here. Warlock's not here. Barbarian. Paladin. Those are the big witch if you're a Pathfinder player. Amongst other things. Pathfinder's got a little bit more going on there. Bards are bards. They're performers. Right? Like, you get a class item of a romance novel or a letter you've never opened. You have the ability to rally your party. You can be a wordsmith, which is where you're persuasive and powerful with clever wordplay, or a troubadour, you're a musician. Druids. I mean, you know what a druid is. You got beast form. You'll be a warden of the elements, like the Ashari in Critical Role, or a warden of renewal. You're a healing druid. Guardians, probably the closest thing this thing has to a paladin. You got unstoppable. Once per long rest, you become unstoppable. Your unstoppable die begins as a D4. You place it on your character sheet, starting with the die's highest value facing up. While unstoppable, you gain resistance to physical damage. You add an additional D6 to any damage rolls, and you can spend a stress to reroll any single die you've rolled. Anytime you do damage dice, you reduce the unstoppable by 1. When you reduce the value below 1 or the scene ends, remove it and drop out of unstoppable. So it's kind of like rage. And then your subclasses are stalwart. You take heavy blows and keep moving. Or vengeance. You want to strike down enemies that hurt you or your allies. Very paladin crossed with barbarian there. Rangers, again, my opinions are my own. That feels like that needs to be said. So this is like Hunter's Mark, the Ranger's focus. And you can be a Wayfinder. You want to hunt prey and use deadly force. Or hunt your prey using deadly force. Or if you want to have an animal companion, And then I suppose I should have scrolled down earlier and on a couple classes ago, but you got rogues. You can hide and sneak attack. You can be a member of the Syndicate, or you can be a Nightwalker. Syndicate players tend to have like it's how Laura Bailey said she felt it was. Syndicate's more role play. Like you're going to have opportunities to have a contact or a fence or something. So you get information from someone you know. Networking, basically. And Nightwalkers, you can use the cover of shadow to navigate. The Foundation feature, they owe me a favor, but will be hard to find. They're going to ask something in exchange. That you get the picture. Seraphs are clerics. You get prayer dice. You can have wings, or you can be a divine wielder of a legendary weapon. I was just thinking as I was getting ready to record this, like they didn't have any winged beings, no Aarakocra or birdfolk, and then I remembered that here's this. Sorcerers. You just got that raw magical power. It's in your blood, as they say. Primal origin. You want to modify your spells in powerful ways or use elemental magic under the elemental origin. Warriors, very much the fighter. Battle strategist, combat training. Yeah, Call the Slayer or Call of the Brave, which is like a charismatic warrior. And wizards get prestidigitation. Strange patterns, that's a cool feature. School of Knowledge. I suppose I should read it to you. Choose a number between 1 and 12. Anytime you roll that number on a duality die, your hope and fear die, gain a hope or clear a stress. You may change this number on any long rest. You can be School of Knowledge. You have incredible knowledge of the magical world around you. Or School of War. You want to be trained to use magic as a means of violence. So there's your core classes. I kind of feel like I want our little frog guy to be a druid. And you're going to be a warden of renewal. Yeah, you can be druid. Druid. And then where's my subclass? Select the class. Here we go. I'm figuring it out. And then we choose our subclass. Gonna be a Warden of Renewal. Then you set your traits. I'm just gonna use the suggested traits. This game uses agility, strength, finesse, instinct, presence, and knowledge. The quick rundown: agility, sprint, leap, maneuver; strength, lift, smash, grapple; finesse, control, hide, tinker. So basically dexterity. Instinct, perceive, sense, and navigate; presence, charm, perform, and deceive; and knowledge, recall, analyze, comprehend. Pretty self-explanatory when you put it in those terms. Starting weapons: short staff and round shield as their suggestions. He is a little guy. He's just a little fella. So let's do that. And yeah, we'll do the suggested. Starting armor. Leather makes sense. I don't see a druid walking around full plate. Starting inventory. Get the health potion. And a strange pendant found in the dirt. Canonically in my head, Steve will have found the pendant in the sand near home. And the domain deck there's overlap. I didn't touch on it, but during class stuff, right here where it says domains, Sage, and Arcana, that tells you what domains you pull from, and the classes have overlap of, this one's Sage and Arcana, this one's Arcana and Knowledge. So there's overlap. This is where you get your abilities, basically. Nature's Tongue. And Unleash Chaos, because that's fun. Chaos is fun. Now this part, I haven't finished on any character yet. Zarius or Steve, obviously. You choose your descriptions. And you got let's see, Steve's clothes are patchwork and nature based. Eyes that are I just use the word again. They have seafoam listed here. Seafoam. It's gonna be stout and solid. He is a vibrant green, and his attitude is like that of a chill hippie. Boom, there's her descriptors. Background questions. Why was the community you grew up in so reliant on nature and its creatures? Village was on a small archipelago. If I can spell. First bond made with a wild animal. Or who has been trying to hunt you down? What do you think they want from you? You get the gist here. I'm not going to spend time brainstorming. I didn't come into this with anything prepared, obviously. I mean, the fucking frog's name is Steve. Then you got your experiences, one of which gets a 2 and the other one gets a 1. This is where you basically pick your background. Were you a thug, a performer, a pirate? What skills do you have? Can you barter? Or, can you sing real well? Are you manipulative? Stuff like that. Or the phrases ones I love the most, I won't let you down, I'll catch you. I think Marisha used weaponizing the male gaze on her character on the show last night. Stuff like that. Again, another brilliant, creative way to make your character unique. I like the background system in D&D and Pathfinder a whole lot, but I'm coming more and more to like these ones that are more open-ended and creative. Give suggestions, barter, repair, tracking, whatnot. But, sometimes players excel at spreading their wings and coming up with something creative. And then your connections bit, I can't do right now because I don't have another player, but you're supposed to do, this is kind of like out of Monster of the Week does this, where you're creating your party together, and you get one question from one member of the party and one question for another member of the party. I think let's see. Yeah, it doesn't limit the number of connection questions, but Monster of the Week, the way we did it was, one question for you, one question for you. And this is how we create the bond. That way you can easily get around, and with player input, get around the whole, well, you all are strangers meeting in a tavern for the first time kind of thing. Again, brilliant idea. And so we kind of sort of have Steve now. So I'll pull up his character sheet. Yeah. And now I did learn here, like you default without any of your stuff equipped. So you do got to go over here on Demiplane. And Demiplane, by the way, not a sponsor, but I'm listening. Adam Bradford. Oh my god, I hope that's his name. I hope I said it right. I know it's Adam. Oh shit. I was making a joke and now I've got the anxiety. Demiplane is it's like D&D Beyond, but for other games. Way more games. D&D Beyond is a D&D product. Demiplane here, the Nexus on Demiplane has Daggerheart's open beta, and I'm assuming the main game will be on here when it comes out. Candela Obscura is on here, the Alien RPG. There's a lot on Demiplane, so check Demiplane out when you have the opportunity. It's fantastic. Let's see, we're gonna equip our short staff and our round shield. If I click it right, and our leather armor. Now when we come back up top here, we have an evasion of 9 and armor of 5. Now I won't get into the difference of the way the combat and stuff works. My suggestion for that is to watch their one shot, and I'm assuming other people will be bringing it out as well, because they have announced in the packet, in the playtest packet, it does say, please stream our game. Just make sure you are very clear that it's in beta. It's not a finished product yet. It's in a very, very early stages of the game, as far as like they want us to play it, they want us to break it, they want us to submit feedback. It's very hands-on in that. So like a lot of this stuff could change. I mean, hell, who knows? Like Warden of Renewal may not be a thing that exists when the game comes out. It might have changed to something else. I'm interested in getting the core rules when the book comes out. I want to see the bestiary. I want to see how they handle monsters. Combat in this game, based on the way they played it last night, is very freeform in the sense that, as I said, there's no initiative order. The whole time, Matt just kept going, all right, do you want to go? Okay, you want to go? You know, that kind of thing, like I said earlier. And you had, like, tag team attacks that could be done once a session. I really liked what I saw last night. Granted, the sample size is very small. It was 4 hours almost of professional tabletop players playing, and not only professional tabletop players playing, but the people that made the damn game, and to one level or another. So, like, grain of salt. What I saw, I liked, and I want to see more. I like that it's not got a set world. You know, you're not beholden to the Forgotten Realms, Toril, or Galarian. Not that you are beholden to those in those games, but a lot of people, especially new people, play those worlds. This is a game. Shadow Dark did it real well too. Band of Blades kind of has a more, or I'm sorry, Blades in the Dark kind of has a more concrete bit of world building in it, but I like the vagueness of it. Like, there's even a couple maps that came with the playtest that you can grab and create the world together with your players. Like, okay, your village, what's it called? All right, where on this map do you think it is? You know, like that kind of thing. And you could work together. So that way the world building isn't entirely on the DM's shoulders, or GM's shoulders in this case. I think the art design that I've seen so far is fantastic. I really like the ribbits, just like everybody else. I like the clanks a whole lot. I like the fungrels. I need to look into my ancient mythology, because, like, I know satyrs are horny little bastards in the myths. But this is 2 fawns in a row that Critical Role has rolled out that are like bombshells. And I is that canonically accurate to the mythological female equivalent of a satyr? Am I even right in calling it that? Some mythology expert correct me, please. Um, yeah, I dig what they're bringing so far. I'm interested in seeing how it changes, um, and what do you think of this so far? Are you pro Daggerheart? Are you on the fence? Do you not like it? Do you need it to be more crunchy to enjoy it? Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with crunch, but do you desperately like cling to that and be like, this is how games need to be played? Because I've seen that complaint. James Hake posted something about people complaining that without turns it can't be a game, and I disagree with that sentiment. Um, I believe James did too, pretty heavily. That like structure's fine, but you can play a game and it be a little more loose. Um, I think as long as the GM, you make sure everybody gets a turn, you're fine with it being, free flow. Um, the hope and fear aspect, I love it. It's so much better than just rolling a 20 and having, you didn't meet the armor class, so you missed. You wasted your turn. I need to read more about the evasion and armor stuff. What I saw in action, I liked, but I'd be lying to you if I said I understood it. I need to read the rules. But I think we have a lot of potential. I don't want to ramble any longer. This video's already been a half hour. Most people won't even be here at this point. Anyone that even watches it, most people won't make it here to the end. Anyway, thanks for watching, and make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Pay attention to the channel for the variety of stuff that we do, unboxings of stuff like that back there. Talking about TTRPG stuff, playing a lot of video games, because that's my favorite hobby. As much as I love TTRPGs and as dominant a part of my life as they've been the last 4 years, video games are where it all begins for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. I'll stop rambling now and let you go about your business.